Not every monster looks like an adult, and this case proves that it's in an incredibly terrifying way. Because an 11-year-old girl took the lives of other children and was cold enough to attend the funeral of one of her victims. Her name was Mary Bell. She was born in Newcastle, England, into an extremely troubled childhood marked by abandonment, violence, and a completely dysfunctional family. Mary's mother was a sex worker who forced Mary, at only 5 years old, to see her clients. In other words, at just 5 years old, her own mother allowed her to be abused. My name is Jessica. Save this video and follow me if you like true crime cases, mysteries, and investigations. Even before the crimes, Mary was already showing some very disturbing behavior. She broke things at school, attacked her classmates, had already tried to strangle a younger child, and after growing up in such a disturbed environment, she began taking her anger out on animals. A pattern that in many criminal cases appears before something much worse happens. Her first victim was Martin Brown, a 4-year-old boy. Mary and her friend Norma Bell lured the boy away by promising him candy. They took him to an abandoned house and strangled him to death. His body was found later, but the police believed it had been an accident. And the most disturbing part, Mary attended the boy's funeral. According to her, she went because she wanted to see him dead, lying inside the coffin. Share this video with someone who likes disturbing cases like this, because the story doesn't end there. Her second victim was Brian Owen. This time, the crime left behind signs that were impossible to ignore. The police began investigating people who lived in the area. Around 1,200 people were investigated, until Norma and Mary made a mistake. They were the only two people who claimed they had seen Brian being attacked. In other words, they placed themselves at the crime scene. When investigators began putting pressure on them, they confessed. During the trial, Mary showed no remorse, guilty, or regret, and seeing that kind of behavior from an 11-year-old child made the case even more terrifying. But the story doesn't end there, and if you want part 2, comment "I want it" below, because Mary was sent to prison, but what happened afterward will make anyone furious. Now tell me, if you were investigating this case, at what point would you have realized that the person responsible was a child? With Investigative Couple, you analyze clues, suspects, and evidence from more than 100 true crime cases, and sometimes one tiny detail is all it takes to solve the entire case. Tap the link in our bio and tell me, do you think an 11-year-old child can be cruel enough to commit a crime like this? Or was she too young to understand what she was doing? Tell me in the comments.